Activity ongoing, giving out masks, measuring the temperature of anyone entering here, and also sanitizing them as one way of preventing the disease to spread.
We took our 2 babies to school in Namugongo Girls where they studied. And then we left school at around 3 going home. Not far. I live in Burindo, Kiran Division. So I had wanted to eat greens, just as you were moving with your wife and said, I don't want to eat meat, I want to eat greens. Rarely, when I'm moving with my wife, does she get out of the car. I normally get out of the car and go and buy things. But because it was greens, there was a time I bought some greens which was very old. And it was hard to prepare. I said, now you see, you will eat, you are the one who bought it, you will eat it. Sincerely, I struggled in their hobby. So this time, she wanted to go there and check for herself the most fresh diet, Nakati Sunday. So we parked, we were along the road from a long, very extreme roadside. At a roadside, just around, she stepped out, she bought Nakati. She also got some chapel. And then she preferred to put those things in the boat. So while for me, I was on the steering, I had the boat open. And as a driver, I adjusted myself to, because I knew my wife was now coming to enter, to start the engine, so that as she gets in, we go. But before even we could start the engine, there was a very loud bang on my car. Another car hit us and rolled me for about 15, I could say almost 50 feet away from the position we had parked. We had to run. At first, I didn't know whether my wife was still there. I mean, because my mind had gone off, was now preparing to start the car and move. But also, I got a shock because I was pushed. I discovered there was an accident. And immediately I saw a car crossing the road and overturning. So I had to get out of the vehicle, jump out, only to look behind. There was a lot of dust around that area. I see my wife lying flat on the road, dead, in a microsecond. And that's how Florence died. She was squeezed on the boot, fell back on the other car, hit the windscreen on the car. If you see the other car, the whole windscreen is shattered, and again fell back down, and the car rolled over her again. So that is the pain. I tried to make noise. I became mad. I cried for people to help me. I begged Florence not to die. Even if it was what, I would try. Even if it means cutting off all the legs, as much as I have her brains, I'll have her there. That's all.
Taka was a very humble lady, and she avoided controversies. And she did have a big mouth, concentrating on Wolokoso. And Taka loved her family. Every time I was with Taka, she was very passionate about my husband. There is no time I'll meet Taka and she doesn't mention my husband, my sons, the education and the projects. And we concentrated alongside that. 3 weeks ago, we traveled with her to Bali and we shared a lot about her projects, and we had agreed that I come for exchange visit in our farm, but I'm very saddened that I didn't make it.
When you look at our Local Government Act, Cap 138, Section 10H, talks about her, and that is the reason we are with her. That is where we derive the mandate to do what Council has decided to do this afternoon. Before we move to the next item on the order paper, allow me as the chair of the session to eulogize as follows. Her contributions had shaped the District Women Council to a level of giving birth to a woman's circle, like you'll be hearing from the motion.
Is still in Busia, is coming here. So while I was addressing the rally, she came. But she opted to stay aside in the car to allow me complete. Then we jokingly invited her to come over as I complete addressing the rally. And she humbly accepted to join, to allow me speak to the rally she had organized, and I leave. Honorable Speaker and colleagues who are here, you understand what I'm talking about. The humbleness. If it was another person, there would have been scuffles. But because of her humbleness, by then Honorable Maganda was the incumbent member of Parliament. What do we learn from this? Honorable members of Council, we are going into the political campaigns. I want to call upon you to honor the late Florence by maintaining calmness even during such times.
Is from our family, and I told you. So I have lost a Muslim.
She was a sweetie, loving wife. She was social. She was so friendly. She was humble. She was hardworking and a sweet mother.
By sight. And I really pray that Mommy went away when we still need you. When the way you went is the way we had not planned for you.
Of training from her, and I want to encourage each one of us to emulate her in her deeds.
I'm very sorry where I went wrong, but this is what I can say about the net, I can just speak one thing. In 2022, when we hosted the Women's Day function,
the district will dearly miss her from her selfless and tireless effort in mobilizing women to participate in government programs and strengthening family institutions, as he has been a renowned councillor. Honorable Speaker, sir, she founded a charity organization through which she has supported a number of vulnerable children to acquire education, and has also been an icon in mobilizing parents to take children back to school. With due respect, Honorable Speaker, I therefore pray and propose that the late Mrs. Florence Takamaganda be named for the maternity ward at Busime Health Center 3.